Here we are, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Happy Hour. This is the second Thursday in June. That means it's the second Thursday we are celebrating Happy Hour in the way that I have celebrated Happy Hour for the last 20 summers. That's right, 20 summers I've been down at Boundary Bay Brewery in the beer garden playing on Thursdays. And, well, I'm in the backyard here. The name of the show is Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table. I think you know what's going on now. And we cannot be down at Boundary Bay because we aren't socially distancing. We got to rephrase that. We are physically distancing, but we're staying socially connected. Although I like the phrase "celebrate the social distancing" too. And you're thinking, why don't you celebrate tuning your guitar before the show starts? That would be an option. I could tell you I did, but it doesn't matter because it wasn't ready to go. It's been another week of incredible protests in the United States of America. And we say thank you to everybody doing the hard work out in the streets. So we're going to open up once again with this great Jim Page song. November 30th, 99, history walking on a tightrope line. Big money pulling on invisible strings and getting into everything so deep. It's hard to believe it's in the food, the water, the air we breathe, and the chemistry, and the biotech, the bank with the bottomless check, the corporations and the CEO. The bottom line is the profit grows, money talks. They don't talk back. They don't like it when we act like that. But didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down. November 30th, 99, it was a Tuesday morning when we drew the line. The WTO coming to town, and we swore we would shut it down. They called out the big police, they had the National Guard out to keep the peace. With the guns and the clubs and the chemical gas, but still we would not let them pass. They raged and roared and the tempers flared. There were bombs bursting in the daylight air. They tried to run us out, try to do us in. But we came right back again, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down. November 30th, 99, millennium passing as the numbers climbed, and the people came from everywhere. Well, there must have been 50,000 there. There were farmers, unions, rank and file. Every grassroots has its own style. There were great big puppets 2 stories tall. There were drummers drumming in the shopping malls. And the WTO delegates too. We were locked down so they couldn't get through. Didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down. November 30th, 99, locked down the police line. They're hitting you with everything they got. You ain't moving like it or not. They're tying your wrists with plastic cuffs, loading you onto a great big bus. They're taking you down to the Navy base, pepper spraying you right in the face, trying to get you to bend, trying to get you to kneel. But you've got unity and this is for real, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Now the media loves all the glimmer and flash. Newspapers are talking a whole lot of trash about the violence and the people in black, and the cops are so tired they just had to attack. The secrets hidden in that deep dark hole they call City Hall, we'll never know. The mayor's out doing the spin, the police chief quit so we can't ask him. You can swear to God and all human law, but I was there and I know what I saw. I saw thousands demonstrating in the streets. I saw the riot squads disturb the peace, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down, oh, didn't we? The greatest story ever told. David and Goliath, how he'd be so bold. Standing up when the going gets hot. All you got is a slingshot. They tell me that the world got messed around. Gotta pick it up and shake it, turn it around. Gotta pick it up to rearrange it. I don't wanna save the world, I wanna change it. Don't let them tell you that it can't be done, 'cause they're gonna be the first ones to run. Just take a little tip from Seattle town. WTO, and now we shut it down. Didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down. And the buzz of a helicopter off in the distance. Here we are in Bellingham, Washington, the northwest corner, most northwest city, most northwest state. In the lower 48, greetings to everybody out there who's joining us now, and greetings to everybody who is going down to Boundary Bay to get some takeaway. Usually it's barbecue, but today they're doing a fish fry. It's just because Thursday is the new Friday. So go down there to get your fish fry, and I'll be right here singing songs for you. David's over there in the periphery. He'll be joining in once we get the ship up and rolling and nice and steady on the breeze. Once again, driving north on my own. Vermont, of course, saw a sign. I went in, was open, had to grin. Piece of pie, all the mold Christmas night. On my own, coffee week. Gas is cheap at the diner, on the road exchanging looks with a girl, nothing more, not my world. Drifting off to conversations, other people's situations. An old friend comes to mind, think to myself, so much time between us. Through the years, summer suppers, Christmas beers, bodies moved. Hearts and minds to all the people were entwined, were entwined. The letters sent, spirits tossed, some were kept, some lost, through the salt, through the sea, through the sound, and up the streams, where the salmon run, where they can just die, like the man who runs away, runs along trying to find the fallen sun, and the night is great. It elevates to a higher place, and then it's gone. The bodies float down the stream to the bottom of the sea with the sailors, and the ships could not return. They were missed, they were missed. Cafe, piece of pie to end the day all alone. Coffee too, here's to you, friend, here's to you, here's to you. All right, I'm feeling all right. I'm getting in the zone, you know. I need a Thursday happy hour just like everybody else. I've been working hard getting ready for the String Band Jamboree, which we are reinventing the entire Subdued String Band Jamboree this year. So that means that if you don't live in Bellingham, you can go to the String Band Jamboree this year because the Jamboree is in your backyard. We will be doing a 2-day live broadcast of the Jamboree, and it doesn't matter where we're broadcasting from because we are broadcasting to you out there in the world. There's some information up on the website now since we've last been together on a Thursday. The website's gone live. There is some information, not all the information. That's why I'm working hard. I'm trying to get more information together. It was all to say I need a little happy hour myself. So here's to you, my friends out there in the world, getting through your week however you are. We've made it to Thursday, 5 o'clock happy hour. And I'm drinking a little aperitif to sort of set the mood. David, what's the report?
Well, Nancy Lahat was commenting on your ring toss game, so she tuned in early.
Good, Nancy. We miss you. Nice to hear from you.
We've got both Patricia Turner Ramsey and Rosemary Morrison Nelson in the house.
Excellent.
Henry St. Clair says St. Louis digs that shirt. And maybe for the first time in 13 weeks, rather than Britt tuning in, it appears that we have Mark Griffin tuning
All right. Some of you might remember we celebrated. We had a toast to their union, to their love, to their anniversary a couple weeks ago, and then Britt has gotten kicked off of Facebook. Actually, she got a little excited, made a few comments, and so now they're interfacing with us through Mark's Facebook account, which is a benefit to being married. It's a benefit to love. If you get kicked off of Facebook, you can just access. But I think you can also just create a new account with some different names. So I'm riffing here hard on the whole experience. What I'm trying to say is, hello, Mark and Britt. Glad to have you with us. David, are you able to get over here and play with me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Because happy hour is better with more. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to really get the vibe going. We just want it happier. Sunday, sure, Sunday. But a happy hour, I was thinking we'd... get right into it with a little disappointments. The little disappointments we swallow, most often we choose to ignore. Obligations we employ to keep us moving. The little disappointments we swallow, they get bigger put together. No children, no books, never left, never stayed. Our lives and our minds, so good, what for our lives that we lead, that look nothing like it. The little disappointments we swallow, better not to aim and drain, and all that remains is an embarrassed old scheme from the Cape of Good Hope, Meadow and Milo. We walk every day, we envelop and shine. The little disappointments we most often it flows, the days come and go, make plans and execute. We look forward and smile, jog and log miles, keep our eyes on the road, wake up and feed the crows. We keep our chins up high, keep the cups washed and dry. The weight lurks in corners, the occasion finds us. The weight, 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 the weight of a little disappointment we swallow. swallowed, they get bitter in our bellies. Give us aches and pains, they get mixed up with our memories. They make us want to stop eating, or at least stop believing that the little disappointments we swallow are something our bodies can handle. The disappointments we swallow together like the birds running south. They gang up and fall and us suck the air from our dry mouths. For the weight of the body, close to the weight of the air. The stories we've been avoiding, pretending are not there. The little disappointments we swallow, little lies we keep to ourselves. Bodies laying unsatisfied, television on the book, our shelf, the water and the air. On Cry Mountain still there. How the crooked formation, woman and man, earth's a nation, lost land, reputations, unknown constellations. All of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions. The little disappointments we swallow. Got to learn how to love all of the little disappointments we swallow. Which reminds me, our guest this afternoon will be the one and only Jefferson Hamer, tuning in all the way from Brooklyn, New York, New York. And Jefferson played guitar on the record where that song exists. The song called The Little Disappointments We Swallow. The name of the record is Put It All Down in a Letter, featuring Jefferson Hamer. We made that entire record in a 24-hour period. It started about 8 o'clock. Jefferson got to the studio at 1 in the morning after he'd finished another gig that night in Philadelphia. He was playing guitar for Tal Rodriguez Seeger. He came to the studio. We went till about 5, 6 in the morning. Went home for a couple hours. Jefferson caught the train back to New York. Then we came up and finished the record the next day. I mean, we could have done it different if we spent more time, but I'm not sure it would have been better, you know. But it's happy hour. Let's get into the zone of happy hour, shall we? For those of you that are not in the Pacific Northwest, in the most northwest corner of the most northwest city, the most northwest state, you do not know that it was pouring rain for the last 3 days. And you may not even believe me when I tell you that, but it was pouring rain up until about an hour ago. And now look at this, the sun is out. I mean, the rhododendron is in decay, but that's life. We celebrate the decay. You can see over here, you'd see the grape leaves are in anything but decay. They are in bounty of it. They're in the bounty of expansion right now. Well, I went swimming in the mighty Mississippi, down in Arkansas. My baby went down to the river bank. She took her clothes off, I took mine off too, and I jumped right in. Swam in the water brown. We went swimming in the mighty Mississippi, was nobody else around. Well, I went swimming in the mighty Mississippi, down in New Orleans. Water there, so brackish brown. When you get out, you do not feel clean. Oh, there's nothing like sitting there and watching that old muddy river roll in the land of the Creole Belle, where the crawfish got sold. Well, I went swimming in Minnehaha Falls. That's where the river begins. But the water there so icy cold, I only went into my shins. It was a real hot day, I was sweating away, really cooled me down. A 6-pack of beer, my sweetheart dear, a little paradise we found. got late on the Illinois side at sunset time. Good friends, great way to end the day. Oh, the birds were singing, the fish were jumping, I was feeling fine. I went swimming in the mud in Mississippi before I crossed that old state line. Well, if you ever go traveling in America's heartland, tell you what you ought to do. Go down to the banks of the mighty Mississippi. You should go swimming too. You'll have a real good time. It won't cost a dime. Any old state you choose. Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Iowa too. I said Kentucky, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Mississippi, and Minnesota too. All right, unrecorded that one right there. That is on the upcoming record called The High, Wide, and Handsome Band Volume 2, which I think about, but I have not made any motions towards recording. Which makes people wonder, what exactly is the High, Wide, and Handsome Band? Well, it's the name of a record I made a long time ago, and then it became the name of my band that plays weddings. Yes, you heard me right. We do weddings. David, me, a couple other fellas, we play weddings. Not this summer. No one's getting married this summer. Let me tell you that. That section of my income is gone. We just forget about that. But I just think that next summer, people are going to be getting married morning, noon, and night. So we're looking forward to that. Anybody out there looking to put together a wedding for 2021? In the words of Leonard Cohen, I'm your man. And you wouldn't really know that intuitively from listening to the show, because we play at weddings nothing that we do on the show. Very little crossover. It's a whole. Well, we play music that's fun, is the deal, you know. And I don't expect you to want to hear my long, wordy songs about the little disappointments we swallow at your wedding. So we have a whole different repertoire, which I'm not getting into here exactly, but I am getting into a song that I brushed up on. Hadn't played the song in a long time. From the first record called The High, Wide, and Handsome Band. I got reminded of it, and I remembered it, you know. Stell Newsom used to cover the song the odd time. Jan Peters played mandolin on the record, and we look forward to getting further into being able to share time and space in close proximity with people, and we'll get our brother Jan Peters here as part of the show with us. We're waiting a little bit longer. We're expanding the bubble very slowly over here at the kitchen table. Walking home in the nighttime isn't lonely. Walking home in the nighttime isn't blue. Walking home in the nighttime isn't so bad. When there's someone waiting for you, walking home when the wind doesn't chill you, walking home in the winter is cold, walking home in the winter doesn't chill you to the bone. When you have someone's arm to hold. And many times I've been more lonesome. Many times I've been kicked around. Many times I've been much worse off than this. So why am I feeling so down? Walking home in the nighttime is lonely. Walking home in the nighttime is blue. Walking home in the nighttime isn't so bad. There's someone to go home woman holds back the water. When you're done, calms are rushing through. There's an old stage front porch. There's a swinger drinking in Brazil. There's girls and the teens, an old man in light blue jeans, and for them this loneliness is real. Many times I've been around this corner. Many times I've been around this town. Many times I've been much worse off than this. So why am I feeling so down? Walking home at night time is alone. Walking home in the nighttime is the blue. Walking home in the nighttime isn't so bad. But there's someone walking home with you. Walking home from a record I made 20 years ago. I would have been playing tunes off that the very first summer I was down there at the Boundary Bay Beer Garden. I was thinking there towards the end of that earlier I talked about put it all down in a letter and how we did that in a 24-hour period. Well, I think we made the High, Wide, and Handsome Band in about a 3.5-hour period. You know? So, I spend a little more time all the time, and that's why it's been a long time since you've heard a new record from me. There's new things coming, I'm telling you, but it just takes longer the older I get, for reasons that I don't understand, so I can't explain. Let's tune it up just a little bit, and I think I know what we're going to do. Any word over there in comment land that we should be aware of? Can you see David?
Well, Mark's speaking very highly of our capabilities as a wedding band.
All right, that's good. That's good. Think about it. You might meet someone between now and next summer too. You know, so don't write it off just yet. You know.
Clay Fried says it's only been 18 minutes and I'm hammered. It looks like Terry and Jennifer took your advice. They are currently eating fish and chips and drinking IPA from Boundary.
Excellent. Yes, that's right. A couple more songs and we'll get the one and only Jefferson Hamer to sing a few for us. I'm looking forward to that. We'll get the quarantine report from Brooklyn instead of from Manhattan like we do in the mornings when this name be good. We're going to get the quarantine report, the Jefferson and Hamer report. I want to tell you about this photo that I got last night. But you gone, you gone, you gone. Only you can get it right. Where you gone, you gone, you gone. I can see the way your eyes would light up, kind of like a question that we both like. I want to tell you the story of this photo that I got last night. Oh, but you gone, you gone, you gone. I met two dancers in a seaside bar. They were gorgeous, they were travelers, they were dressed like mid-century movie stars. One from the Ukraine and one from Kazakhstan. The salty air, we sang summer in Siam. That's when I got this photo that I took last night. Oh, the breeze was blowing smooth. Through a little after the sunny side of the street, and we sang Sunday. Played a few ballads and it made them both cry. Kissed their hands and cheek, say goodnight, goodbye. Oh, I see this photo that I took last night, all gone, gone, and gone. When I get home, won't be there anymore. Be gone, gone. You're on the other side with the angels and saints. Through the trees, the breeze, the waves and lanes. I hope you're at peace and there's no pain at your door. But I can't tell you my stories anymore. I want to tell you the story, this photo that I got last night. I'll be gone, you're gone, you're gone. Jefferson, you're on deck. We'll do one more, then Jefferson will be up. I'm going to do a classic. A song that I only do at happy hour. It's the only stage I play this song on. Because it's such a common song, so many people do it. It's done. But then the thing about happy hours, you can do whatever you want at happy hour because it's a time to be happy. And if singing a song that's commonly done makes me feel happy, well, I just hope that common feeling translates. Said Red Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. World could feel special on any such a light. Said James to Red Molly, our hats off to you. Vincent Black Lightning 1952. I've seen you at the corners and the cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favorite color scheme. And you pulled her arm behind. Down the Box Hill they did. Said James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. But I tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. For I fought with the law since I was 17. Robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. Now I'm 21 years and I might not make 22. And I don't mind dying before the love of you. But if they could break my stride, give you my Vincent ride. come down, Red Molly, cried Sergeant McCrae. We're taking young James Avery in for armed robbery. Shotgun blast in his chest, it left nothing inside. Come down, Red Molly, to his dying bedside. She came to the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of rope, he was running out of breath. But he smiled to see her cry. He said, I'll give you my Vincent right. Said James, in my opinion, there ain't nothing better in this world than a 52 Vincent and a red-headed girl. I'm no reason that won't do. They don't have a soul like a Vincent 52. And he reached for her hands and he slipped her the keys. Said, I've got no further use for these. See Indians on aerials in leather and in chrome, sweeping down from heaven to carry me home. And he gave her one last kiss and died. Vincent right. Off to my friend, also a massive lover of the songs of Richard Thompson, Jefferson. Hamer, coming at you now from Brooklyn, New York. And for the first time, I think we're going to be able to talk to each other, so let's just see how that goes.
Old friend, I'm so glad you're here. Have yourself an oyster, have yourself a beer. There's music in the kitchen, and dinner's on at 10. We're together once again, my old friend. They knew you when you were younger, back when you were on the run. They knew you when you were fragile. They knew you when you were strong. Old friend, I'm so glad you called. Feels just like yesterday, you haven't changed at all. I'll stand beside you now, and beside you to the end, just like it's always been, my old friend. They knew you when you were lying, but they let you have your fun. They knew you were only trying to shine a light for everyone. Old friend, old friend. Old friend, on you I do rely. We don't see each other often, so raise those glasses high. Raise a health to all true lovers and a love that never ends. And to each and every one of you old friends, they knew you when you were open. They knew you when you found love. They knew you when you were broken. They knew what you were made of. Old friend, sit yourself right down. There's a bottle on the table, and go on, pass it round. Call the boyfriends and the bosses, tell them wait a day or 10. Looks like another late one, old friend, old friend. Looks like another late one, old friend. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if you're clapping anyway, but I'll just say that. It's force of habit. It's nice to be here. I'm in my room in Brooklyn, New York, where I've pretty much spent the majority of my time for the last 3 months. But I can look over on my computer screen and I can see Bellingham, Washington. I can almost reach out and touch it. And I kind of wish I could reach out and feel that breeze off of the Pacific, off of Boundary Bay, and have a pint of that Boundary Bay, whatever the weakest stuff they have is, because I don't like that strong stuff. It's like milkshake beer, but I've had too many fights about this with people, and I don't want to have it right now without anyone to speak up on behalf of strong American beer. I'm kind of like an English bitter guy myself, but anyway, like I said, enough of that. That last number was a number that I recorded with a band, a fairly new band called JKLOL, band of mostly musicians from Nashville and myself, and we made a record that I don't think it's out yet, but one day it should be soon. It should be out soon, and you can. I don't know how you would find out more about it. Don't worry. Everything finds you nowadays. You don't have to find anything. I'll try a couple new songs. This next one is actually about the Pacific Northwest in a lot of ways. A place dear to my heart. She was a pilot, a lady boat driver, down from the highlands to cross the ocean blue. She drove Pond Inlet and Resolution Bay, racing the pack ice as the iceberg calved away out of view. Sometimes she'd go out just to find herself far away from everyone, out where the headlands meet the white sands, shining in the setting sun. She loved to pilot when she first took the wheel, taught her how to feel the current and read the glass. They work together then, sea-born lovers sailing the kelp forest coastlines and big ferries navigating active paths. She never told me how they foundered, but I think I know it anyway. She said that every lady pilot one day goes and drives away. Last time I saw her, oh, the wind had shook the trees. The boats in the harbor were rocking on the waves. She gave me an address where one day I might find her, but she never did reply, my lady boat driver. Sometimes I go out just to find myself miles away from anyone. Sometimes I look out and I find her shining in the setting sun. She was a pilot, lady boat driver, down from the highlands to cross the ocean blue. All right. I think the itinerary is I do one more song. I don't have my headphones on. I get the thumbs up. Okay. It's a visual medium, this new way of doing concerts. I mean, I guess the old way is quite visual too. But if you don't have headphones on, it's exclusively visual, which is a little different. You used to be able to heckle and shout at people from across the room, and you can't do that anymore unless you wear your headphones. Robert, before I do this next song, could you heckle me for a second? I'd love to get heckled. Just give me a heckle, can you? Thank you so much. I love that. I feel better now. I feel more like myself. All right. I'm sure we'll talk, a little bit about this. It's been an insane. I can't remember the last time it wasn't insane, but the last 3 months, and in particular the last 2 weeks, have been especially insane. I've been here in New York, and we just got out from under curfew a couple days ago, and we've been out in the street, and some people are out in the street right now. I'm here in my room singing to you, but these are monumental times, and I made a sign that I want to just hold up, because I want to stand and be counted, and I don't always know how to respond to trends, to social trends, but some are just too just and true to ignore. So I just had to do that. And this next song does a little bit reflect on current events, but maybe not in a direct one-to-one way, unless I break my own rule and explain my own song. I'm just going to try to sing it for you. I will need a pick, though. low beneath the whitewashed castle, looking out from beneath his golden door, stands a man of smallish stature, by the one he addresses as his lord. He fills their glasses at the table and takes his meals on the floor. And why the Lord keeps him in favor, well, nobody knows except the dwarf. Down below the city smolders, the streets are teeming with unrest. They've waited so long for this moment, too much history to weigh on every chest. But round the war room he is raging, his generals they plan a countercharge. Name after name he is naming, get out of here and send in the dwarf. The queen is no friend of the people. She feels her patience turn to pain. In the streets, the rumors are flying. The queen is dead, the callers proclaim. But upstairs, she's packing up her things. A ship waits in secret by the wharf. She seals the last letter with a gold ring and sends it post-haste to the dwarf. Oh, the daughter, she's standing at a window. Her tears fall down upon dry land. She holds out a bread crust to a sparrow, and a dove, he steals it from her hand. And the marchers have taken the avenue. The Lord hears them calling from his porch. He tells his commander, you know what to do. Go do it. Send in the dwarf. The stock pots are simmering in the kitchen, the table white linen freshly laid. For tonight will be a glorious battle, tomorrow a victory parade. But the Lord, his commander, and the ministers never make it through the second course, as the queen and the daughter cross the border, sailing for safety with a dwarf.
Come in. Yeah, Jefferson. Send in the doors. Part of my big idea here is that the thing is you play, we tour around, we play the gigs, but then after the gigs we go back to someone's house and we don't go to bed, you know, we sit around the kitchen table and we have a drink and we swap some more songs. And so this is nowhere near as good, but it's the best we can do right now. And it's good to see my buddy over there in Brooklyn. You put me in the mood of this one, and only with you would I be so bold as to do the song I'm going to do right now because I know you like it, but it's quite rude to do. This one, next one's long. It's quite long, you know. So we don't need to keep Jefferson on the split screen for listening, because I mean he might want to go out, make a sandwich, and run a few errands, and take a jog, and
Turn
then
on the air
come back,
conditioner.
and I'll still be working. He knows what tune I'm going to do probably. In normal times, Jefferson is a regular member of the band that plays the session at Swift's. I believe that's Fourth and Broadway. And so if I'm ever in New York on a Tuesday, I go down and hear him. And Eamon O'Leary and a bunch of other great players are the regulars, and sometimes they kindly have me up for a tune, and I did this tune with them once. One time I walked into Swift's there, and the owner came up to me and said, "Man, it's great to see you again. It's been a while. Can I get you a plate of mussels?" And I'd never met him before in my life. I mean, that was fantastic. That was really, you do that once to a customer, they keep coming back. Well, there came upon a holy day, as many as in the year, Musgrave to church to go, to see fine ladies there. Some were dressed in velvet red, some in velvet pale. Then in came Lord Barnard's wife, the fairest among them all. She cast her eyes on the little Musgrave, as bright as the summer sun. Said Musgrave to himself, "This lady's heart I've won." For I love you, little Musgrave, full long and many's the day. I've loved you, fair lady, never a word did say. I've a bower in Buckelsford Berry, it's my heart's delight. I'll take you there with me if you'll lie in my arms tonight. But standing by was a little foot page from a lady's coach he ride. Although I am the lady's page, I am Lord Barnard's man. And my Lord Bernard shall hear this, whether I sink or swim. Every bridge you came to that was broken, he'd jump into the water and swim. Oh, my Lord Bernard, my Lord Bernard, you are a man of light, but Musgraves and Buckelsford bury in bed with your wedded wife. If this be a lie, my little foot page, this thing that you tell me, the highest branch in Buckelsford bury, hey, it you will. But if this be true, my little foot page, this thing that you tell me, all the gold in Buckelsford bury, I'll gladly give thee. Saddle for me the black, he said, saddle for me the gray, but sound you not your horn, lest our coming you betray. Well, there was a man in Lord Barnard's train who loved the little Musgrave. He blew his horn both loud and shrill, away Musgrave away. think I hear the morning cock. I think I hear the grave. I think I hear Lord Barnard's men. I wish I was away. It's not your cock upon its perch. Your steed eats oats and hay. You with a lady in your arms, why would you go away? He turned around, they kissed 3 times, then they fell asleep. When they awoke, Lord Barnard's men were standing at their feet. Saying, how do you like my bed, Miss Grave? How do you like my sheets? How do you like my fair lady who lies in your arms asleep? Oh, it's well, I love the fair lady, though great it gives me pain. I'd gladly give £100 to be on yonder plain. Rise up, little Musgrave, rise up and then put on. Let it not be said in this fair land I slayed a naked man. Slowly, slowly he got up. Slowly he put on. Slowly he went down the stairs, knowing he'd be slain. I've got 2 long swords, they cost me deep in the purse. You shall have the better of them, and I shall have the worse. The first stroke Musgrave struck, it hurt Lord Barnard sore. But the next stroke that Barnard struck, little Matty struck no more. Then up spoke the lady fair, from where on the bed she lay. Though you're dead, little Musgrave, still for you I pray. How do you like his cheeks? How do you like his chin? How do you like his dead body now that there's no life within? Oh, it's well I love his cheeks. It's well I love his chin. And it's more I love his dead body than all your kith and kin. Then he got out the long, long sword and struck the final blow. Through and through the lady's heart, the cold steel did. Grave, grave, Lord Barnard cried, to put these lovers in, with a lady on the upper hand, for she came from better kin. I've killed the finest man that ever rode a steed. I've killed the fairest woman that ever did the woman's deed. It came upon a holy day, as many as in the year. Musgrave to church to go, to see fine ladies there.
I love that one. I'm inspired to do an old song now, by your old song. This one, the version I'm going to do has Scottish words in it. Jock of Hazeldean. There's an English version called John of Hazel Green, but
I think we should try
won't do
playing
that one
something
today. We're going to
Feels so.
we're going to decolonize John of Hazel Green.
Is there?
Put him back as Jock of Hazeldean. I'm observing this all from many generations and whole continent removed. Dick Hawken did a great song of this, a great version of this. But who did I learn it? I learned it at behest of my friend Gene Nelson, who told me I should sing this song. And usually when Gene tells me to do something, I at least pay attention. Why weep you from the tide, lady? Why weep you by the tide? I'll wed you to my eldest son. You will be his bride. You will be his bride, lady. So comely to be seen, but oh, she left the tears down fall. The Jock of Hazeldean, a chain of gold you shall not lack, or rings to bind your hair, or hunting hound or managed hawk, all free, fresh, and fair. And you, the finest of them all, will ride as a forest queen. But oh, she let the tears down fall. The Jock of Hazeldean. So let this willful grief be done. Bind your cheeks so pale. Jock is the Lord of Ellington, Lord of Langley Dale. His step is first in times of peace. His sword battle keen, but oh, she let the tears down fall. Jock of Hazeldean. Oh, the church was decked at morning time. The banners flung high and fair. Priest and the bridegroom wait on the bride. The whole town waiting there. They looked for her in bar and hall, but the lady could not be seen. She's crossed the border and away with Jock of Hazeldean. She's crossed the border and away with Jock of Hazeldean.
Yes, beautiful tune, Jefferson. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Well done. See, he's getting his headphones on there. So, what's going on? How you holding up?
Oh man, well I'm doing better now. This is the most excitement I've had in a month. No, I take that back. Actually, that was probably crossing over the Brooklyn Bridge with about 20,000 people 4 days ago.
You were on a march.
Yeah, it's been a crazy time. Like I said earlier, we had a march through Red Hook, my neighborhood. My neighborhood's a bit isolated. For those of you who haven't been to this part of Brooklyn, it's about as far south as you can go and still be on the East River, or what the East River becomes when it flows into New York Harbor. And it's cut off. Robert Moses built the BQE right between Red Hook and Carroll Gardens, which Carroll Gardens has a subway, Red Hook does not. So for a long time, this neighborhood, had a real distinctive character. It used to be a hard neighborhood, but now it's a very quickly gentrifying neighborhood. So it was nice to see it. It was nice to march with folks through this neighborhood in support of the cause that we're currently fighting for, supporting.
And for those of us in Bellingham who have limited context, what was the race makeup of the march? 50-50, or black and white, people of color, white people? What was the mix of your march?
Extremely diverse. There's one of the realities of the times is that we self-segregate so much, and in my day-to-day life, I see mostly white people, at least in terms of my music circle and my social circle. And one of the really heartwarming and the sort of most important things about what's going on right now is that the people in the street are all from all races. And
beautiful.
I couldn't tell you an exact ratio, but 50-50 seems about right to me. The one thing I will say is that it tends to be a younger crowd.
Great.
I think even more so because this is all happening with the backdrop of the coronavirus. And I mean, as you and I, Robert, have maybe talked about a bit prior to tonight, it was amazing. It was shocking to go from we're all staying home and we're on lockdown to we're all in the street and this is happening now, and it's got to. And that kind of whiplash is I don't know. No one could have seen that coming, but I think it might account for the demographic in terms of age, which it tends to be a lot more young people who probably aren't as vulnerable to the virus, and they tend to be the ones in the street.
And what was the police presence like on your march?
Well, I've been out a few times. Some members of my household were out. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a curfew. We had a curfew, lasted a week. It was an 8 p.m. curfew, which is early for New York City. Some members of this household were out after that curfew and actually got locked down on the Manhattan Bridge for hours.
Wow.
By huge groups of police, which is,
on
if
the
you
bridge.
think about it, is quite a
Like they
scary
spent
place
the
to
night
be
on the bridge.
penned in by cops.
Wow.
There's nowhere to go. Fortunately, it did not escalate, and to my knowledge, no one was hurt at that particular moment of a protest. I mean, lots of people were hurt. Tear gas hurts. Rubber bullets really hurt. And we've all been watching the news and reading the paper. But after, I think, after the initial shock of what happened to George Floyd, the initial passions of Minneapolis and New York and all over the U.S., on those first few nights, all the talk was about looting and burning. And, I think that was an important time because people paid attention. And the fact that the people were paying attention and it seemed like there was less violence. I think that initial passion blast, whatever whatever happened those first few nights, I'm relieved that it didn't continue, because it might have resulted in even more of a harsh backlash, not just from the National Guard or the police, but also from the public opinion. And what I think you're seeing is public opinion is really shifted really extremely fast. And that's a beautiful thing to behold.
Well, I speak for myself and hopefully for some other people who aren't in New York and maybe some other people who are in Bellingham. We're just happy to hear some stories. We of course hear the stories that make it to the news, but to hear the story of somebody who's there on the streets of New York and your housemates who are caught on the Brooklyn Bridge, I mean, that paints a picture for me and gives me some idea of what's going on somewhere other than my home. We had a great gathering last Saturday. We had, I would say, between 5,000 and 10,000 people. The papers said 10. It's hard to tell because we were so spaced out. It was hard to get a vibe in a normal sort of way. There are definitely some wonderful photographs, aerial photographs to our demo. The largest gathering I've seen in Bellingham, because I've missed a couple big ones, and definitely the largest gathering I've seen ever with zero police presence. Bellingham had the benefit of learning from the rest of the cities and learning that when the police show up, it escalates the situation. So we had a gathering here with no police, and I think it's really wonderful to be rethinking what it is to have a police force.
And what the job is supposed to be. Does it have to be police if you run through a red light? Let's start there. Does it have to be police if you are doing 10 miles over the speed limit? Does it have to be police if you want to exercise your right to protest?
I'm visualizing what we think of as the police turning into maybe 3 different departments with different tiers and skill sets, and not always showing up with heavy armament.
I'm surprised I haven't heard the slogan "disarm the police." Of course, defund. But I think if we can learn anything from other countries, and every country has its unique circumstances, but our police force. Let's not even talk about the riot vehicles and the helicopters and the tanks and just the guns. In other countries, cops don't carry guns. Not all of them do. Not cops out on the beat. I mean, there's just a lot of things. There's a lot of room for adjustments in the name of systematic change.
Kick into a tune here, and I'm hoping it's going to inspire what you did for the audience a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you have that in your back pocket still or not, but I haven't stopped playing Visions of Johanna. I did it for the Dylan show, and I did it last week, and I swear, I promise you, Henry especially, I'm going to get the lyrics right this time. I really am. There's so many of them. Ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? Sit here stranded, and we're all doing our best to deny it. And Louise holds a handful of rage, tempting you to fight. Lights flicker from the opposite lawn. In his room, the heat pipe just coughs. The country music station plays soft, but there's really nothing to turn on. Just Louise and her lover are so entwined. And these visions of Joanne have come to my mind. In the empty lot where the ladies play, blind man's blow for the keychain, and the all-night girls whisper of escapades out on the D train. You can hear the night watchman click his flashlight, ask, is it me or them that's really insane? She's alright, she's just near. She's delicate, and she seems like the mirror. She makes it all too concise and too clear that Johanna's not here. The ghost of electricity howls in the bones of face. These visions of Joanne have taken my place. A little boy lost, he takes himself so seriously. He brags of his misery, he likes to live dangerously, and bringing her name up, he speaks of a farewell kiss to me. I sure got a lot of all, feel so useless at all, and uttering small talk at the wall while I'm home. Oh, how can I explain? It's so hard to go on. And these visions of Joanne, they keep me up past the dawn. Inside the museum, infinity goes upon trial. Voices echo, this is what salvation must be like after a while. And Mona Lisa must have had the highway blues. You can tell by the way she smiled. The primitive wallflower creep and the jelly-faced women all sneeze, and the one with the mustache says, geez, I can't find my name. Jewels and binoculars hang from the head of the mule. Of Joanne, they make it all seem so cruel. The peddler now speaks to the countess who's pretending to care for him. name is someone who's not a parasite. I'll go out and say a prayer for him. But as Louise always said, you can't look up much man as she herself prepares for him. And Madonna, she still has not shown. See the empty cage now grow, where the cape of her stage once has flown. Thither he steps to the road, says everything must be returned which was old. From the back of a fish truck that rolls on my cause as it slows. Harmonica plays skeleton keys in the rain, and these visions of Johanna are all that remain. Back to my friend Jefferson over there in Red Hook, Brooklyn. Born in a Red Hook, Brooklyn in the year of a who knows when.
I just reached the place where the willow don't bend. Not much more to be said, it's the top of the end. I'm going, and I'm gone. Closing the book on the pages and the text, and I don't really care what happens next. I'm going, I'm a-going, and I'm gone. I've been hanging on threads, I've been playing it straight, and I gotta cut loose before it gets late. So I'm going, and I'm gone. Grandma said, boy, follow your heart, and you'll be fine at the end of the line. All that's gold and does not shine if you and your one true love should ever part. I've been walking the road, getting close to the edge. Now I just gotta go before I get to the ledge. So I'm going, and I'm gone. I'm going, and I'm gone. I'm going, gone.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Ah, so it's so great to hear you play. I was just thinking, man, I miss playing music with you for real. So it's kind of, in some ways, it's like, is this better than nothing at all, or does this just remind us of what we're missing? So, I mean, welcome to the world of live streaming and COVID. Should we just be waiting this whole thing out till we can do it for real? Well, I don't know. We're trying, and it's so great to hear you. And as I've said to people before, and I've become a better guitar player just by listening to you play guitar. I mean, it'd help if I practiced or took a lesson. That would be even better. But just listening to you, I've become a better guitar player. So thank you. What have you been learning these days? What folk songs are you chipping away at?
You know, I learned. I've been learning a couple ragtime numbers.
Well, give us a few bars.
My finger style a little bit.
Give us a few bars. We don't need to hear it perfect, but give us a few bars. Come on, a teaser.
You know, like this is like a Scott Joplin vibe, like.
Yeah, buddy.
Like that kind of vibe. That kind of.
So cool.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'm trying to. I've been kind of getting in little streaks. Like that thing took me a while to learn that piece, and I've been doing some mixing for other people. I haven't been doing a lot of writing, but I've got the notebooks are out, so that's at least half the battle, just to get them out.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I got my suitcase here. This is my. I take this with me when I go to write. This is my most prized possession, right here.
As long as you get it, as long as you bring it with you, I'd say that's 90% of it. Just to bring the case along. The rest will take care of itself eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint a house or two this summer, and I think the main thing is you buy the paint and you get it near the house. And then from there, it just kind of happens. I mean, in my experience, you know what I mean?
But always buy the stuff. Whatever it is, just buy it. And then let it sit there a while.
Yeah, until you feel really bad about yourself.
Yeah, self-shaming.
I borrowed my dad's truck, and in it there was a CD, which I think I bought for him for Christmas one time, back when you could give people CDs as a gift. Now it's a burden. It's like, here's this thing, to clog up your life. It was a really cool, it's a radio show. Gene Shea is interviewing John Prine and Steve Goodman. And your Joplin piece that reminded me of it. Steve Goodman was such a fine guitar player in a variety of styles, and he does some business sort of like that. And I was just thinking of that right there when he said it. I guess I need to play something. Otherwise, I could talk about other records I listened to this week. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's your turn, man. What have you been up to besides practicing my licks? You said you were.
I'm not practicing them. I should be, but I've been working on my jig time. As I'm not ready for production there. Well, let's do his tune. You'll do this one. I wrote this one for my Aunt Sarah, and we're going to send it out to the Hoffman family. They lost a member of their family this week, and my heart goes out to them, big time. So. Though they give me pretty good stuff, I've been laying long enough. It's a cloudy mind, it's not who I am. When I lost my taste for wine, knew I was running out of time. With a twinkle in my eye, I'm saying goodbye. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. I can see the other side. I'm ready for that ride. Mind drifting, body floating away. I can hear my mother's laugh. Mary's pouring another glass. Pull up a chair, making room for one more. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Oh, I don't wanna go, but it's a drag moving so slow. I cannot rise, I can only fall. Pain wakes me from my rest. A few hard, steady breaths. Close my eyes and fade. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Everybody at home can sing along now. Have a sip of whatever you're sipping at happy hour and sing along. I'm on the other side of Seaholm Hill, but I think if Terry Borneman sings loud enough, I'll hear him all the way over here. I think, Terry, we're coming back to your neighborhood next week. I'm not sure, but we're going to be back over on the north side of Seaholm. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. And a train whistle to boot.
Nice one, Robert. That was beautiful. Okay, I'll do one of mine that never would have been a song if it weren't for you, Robert. One time, Robert and I went into the studio, and Robert was going to facilitate a record of mine. That the record never came to fruition, but then one time Robert came to my house. The master of the house, Amy, created a concert series here called House of Love concerts, and we had Robert Sarazin Blake once at the House of Love.
Jefferson, I'm going to cut in on you, Jeff.
This song. Is it okay? Can you hear me? I don't have my headphones on.
No, I can hear you, but I wanted to cut in because this song.
Oh, put them on.
Oh, yeah, he can't hear me. All right.
Hello?
Well, it's a little awkward. You know, I cut the man off. He was about to say something, but I know what song he's coming to. And just for the listening audience out there, I know we have some family in the house. My dad and my stepmother, Uncle Dick and Patricia are tuned in. And I think I told you this, but this tune I played for my sister's wedding. So I just thought I'd add that to the story. Unfortunately, to tell that bit, I had to cut you off from your story. And
that's all right. It wasn't that good. I wasn't really on a roll.
You were on a roll.
With you, this is kind of like a Bikram concert up here. It's like 130 degrees in here. All the fans are turned off because they're too loud. I'm up on the 3rd floor. It's Brooklyn in the summertime. I might be hallucinating, but I'm just gonna play this song now. Here go. I'm gonna take these off. Is that okay? Okay. Go on, realize your vision. Go on and take it by the hand. No one will keep your candle burning brighter than you can. You've wandered searching for your footsteps. Your heart a cruel master has been. You thought the river ran against you. It was waiting for you to dive in. imagination. Your lifetime is about to begin. So go on, realize your vision. It's your world to build, and it's your hand to lend. I'm here to help you find your vision. I can see things you cannot see. I'm here to help you paint your portrait, and I need you to do the same for me. All of your friends are behind you now. In a soft bed tonight you will lay. So go on, realize your vision. Tell us what you learn at the end of the day. End of the day. Go on. Go on. Realize your vision.
Yeah, thank you, Jefferson. I really did cut your story off halfway there, to which I apologize to you, the listeners, and to my higher power.
Well, I never would have known if you didn't tell me because I didn't have my phones on.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess without your phones on, I could just chat it, sort of like...
You could chat over my whole song and I wouldn't be any the wiser.
Well, I'm always afraid David's going to not have me muted at the time, and, things could really go sideways. And if that has just happened, I apologize once again to the audience, yourself, and the higher power.
But if it makes you feel any better, I was tuning during one of your songs and David gave me the old shh.
What's cool is that your backdrop and my backdrop, they feel similar to me. I'm sure the viewing audience knows the difference, but I'm kind of getting fooled. When I look at you over there, I think you might actually be in my garden. I don't know.
And when I look in your garden, I think, man, I'd really like to be in that garden.
When I look in your garden, I think I'd like to be in your garden. Yeah, that's good. When I look in your garden, I think I'd like to be in your garden. Take it, Jeff.
Well, I said, I'd really like to be in that garden. Really like to be in that. Wow, I said, I'd really like to be in that garden.
It looks cool and shady. I'd like to be relaxing there with my little lady.
All the leaves are green. All the sun is shining bright. Wow, I said, I'd really like to be there tonight.
When I look at your garden, I'd like to be in your garden. When I look at your garden, I think I would like to be in your garden.
Right now.
Hey Jeff, why don't you leave us with one more? Can you have one more in you, and then we'll say goodbye, and then we'll say goodbye. Party in sweet sorrow, but let's not do it just yet. Can you give us another blast?
All right. Here's a song. This is not my song. I'm gonna play it anyway because it just kind of feels like something to relate to. sitting here in limbo, but I know it won't be long. Sitting here in limbo, like a bird without a song. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the dice to roll. Sitting here in limbo, got some time to search my soul. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I have been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I have seen. Tried my hand at love and friendship, but all that is a past and gone. This little boy is a moving on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to flow. Sitting here in limbo, knowing that I have to go. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Will lead me on. Sitting here in limbo. Jimmy Cliff song.
Yeah. I remember not seeing Jimmy Cliff at Bumbershoot, and I'm ashamed to say that, actually. I remember that I was at Bumbershoot and somebody was out passing out flyers. Bumbershoot, big music festival in Seattle, and they're saying Jimmy Cliff. But I was on my way home because I was probably 14 or 15 years old, and it was time for me to go home. So I didn't see the great Jimmy Cliff. Well, thank you so much, Jefferson, for being with us today on From the Kitchen Table. Robert Sarazin Blake from the Kitchen Table with special guest and my dear friend Jefferson Hamer, all the way from Brooklyn, New York. All lives will matter only when Black lives matter. All lives will matter only when Black lives matter. Let's keep that in our thoughts, and praise to everybody who's been out in the streets for these last 2 weeks, making the change that we've been needing, voicing the need for change, to recognize that all lives do not matter until Black lives matter. David Pender Lofgren's going to come and play the Bower on with me for this last one here, or last one before last, I don't know. If I knew what I was doing, it'd be a different kind of show, and it would only be 40 minutes long. You gotta sort of wander around in the unknowing to get to where you're gonna go. Dow came in and it left not a trace of vinegar and turpentine. Dow came in with its tricky fingers. Dow came in with its fickle tongue. Dow came in and my heart faltered, forgot the light and sun. Dow came in on the avenue. Dow was waiting somewhere backstage. Dow was waiting for its cue. Dow was waiting for a break in my wind to slip in and on. Came a squall, the bay sails fell. Fall started looking good. Doubt stopped waiting, I started breaking, questioning where it stood. Dow came in on the avenue. Dow came in on the train. Headed for the deck, headed for a wreck. Screamed, hit the deck. So quick there wasn't much pain. The screaming metal, the squealing tracks, crunch echo in the air. Dow came in clear and cold. I can no longer Thanks to Jefferson Hamer for joining us. Thanks to David Penderlofkin right here in the flesh, doing all the hard work and playing some music too. Running all the tech. There would be no show without him. Well, there'd be a show. It'd just be me and my upstairs neighbor, you know. That'd just be every Thursday, me and Wendy, you know. So with David, we bring it to the world. Thanks, world, for being here. Thanks for throwing something in the jar. I didn't say anything about it. Yeah. We need a few bucks in the jar, you know. And thanks to everybody who has. You know what I mean? You know who you are. You've been supporting us all these months. We hope we bring you some joy. And I want to let you know that the idea is not that we're here, asking for money, for a favor. We're not asking. What we're doing is we're selling you something. Yeah, we're selling you something. We're selling you a good time. That's the idea. And I hope that those of you who have paid for it have received a good time. Our idea is here. We're going to get together, David and I, and eventually some more musicians, and continue for the rest of the summer to sell you a very good time. It's great to see you, because we thought you were dead. come back to life. As you get out of your bed, it's great to see you. Was that your ghost? I thought you were gone. Burnt toast, it's great to see you. It's great to see you. Are you gonna stay? Are you here for the long night? Are you leaving at the break of day? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. Whisper nothing, sing softly on your ear. Try not to cut short the moment that's here. Shadow it might be, the feeling's clear. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. It's all